If you've read about cryptocurrency online, you might have noticed that people can be really serious about it. TikTok, Reddit, Twitter, seems everywhere you go on the internet, there's an expert there waiting to tell you all about cryptocurrency and how it's going to change the world. But how many people actually understand it? What's a Bitcoin? And how does the technology behind it work? Aaron Boyd is an Australian living in Germany and working as a blockchain engineer.
I'm also a founder of a validator infrastructure company called Gladiator Labs.
This is the first of a two-part series about blockchain, the technology behind cryptocurrencies. So to start with, what is blockchain? And the answer all comes down to data. Imagine a Lego block contains data to give an instruction to do something like spend money. Then that data gets bundled together and sent off to be checked.
Blockchain at its very, very core is basically a database or a distributed ledger. It can be any type of data. So distributed data that all of the people who have copies of that data can trustlessly agree that the data that they all share is the correct version of the data. It's very similar to a traditional database that you might have on your home computer. But imagine that that database is shared by millions of people and no one can essentially go back and forge that because then their copy will appear differently to everyone else's. The most well-known blockchain case is Bitcoin. And in this case, the data in question is currency data. Who has what value of Bitcoin in their wallet? In the Bitcoin sense, you make a transaction, you notify everyone else that you want to make a change to the ledger, you send out that information, they cryptographically verify that you have the permission to perform that update. For example, it's your money, it's against your wallet. So you send the money out, everyone says, yep, that looks fine, and then everyone subsequently updates their version of the ledger. If someone down the road pretends to be you and tries to send the same transaction to say, send me all the Bitcoin in the world, well, everyone's going to receive that transaction to their node and they're going to verify and they're going to go, you don't have the permission to do that, and they'll just ignore it.
So it seems pretty straightforward, right? Blockchain's just a way of using existing technology to put data in the hands of the people, and everyone checks and agrees on shared information. So cryptocurrency is just money that uses blockchain technology. So why do people get so passionate about it? According to Aaron, one of the reasons why is because people have worldviews or ideologies that they think that blockchain technology can help with.
A lot of the early ideology was really almost this libertarian utopia type people, and there's a lot of people who still see centralization of authority and power as a failed experiment, and they really want voluntary interactions. There's a lot of voluntarism, there's a lot of libertarianism, anti-authoritarianism, even a little cypherpunky kind of anarchist stuff like, oh, we want to destroy the banks. Yeah, I mean, not going to lie, a lot of that appealed to me. Why are we beholden to all of these entities? Why can't I send you money as easily as sending you an email? And the answer is long-winded, but essentially because the systems won't let you. They don't want you to. The original ideology was very libertarian, like, let's make our own financial system around principles that we believe in, transparency, non-discrimination. Anyone can participate. All you need is a wallet or a phone or a computer to interact with this protocol that we've created, just like anyone can interact with email. I think it's strayed a little bit from that. There's still people that are really hardcore cypherpunk, like, we want to destroy the capitalist system, we want this to be a libertarian utopia, we're going to build a floating ship in no man's land out in the Pacific Ocean, we're all going to live on it with solar panels, and we're going to send Bitcoin to people to bring us supplies. And there is that. It's a little bit of a pipe dream. I mean, it would be kind of cool. What I would prefer to see is not that we tear down the existing systems and replace it with one that a bunch of tech bros have created. But I'd like to see it merged into the structures that we have. Banks aren't going away, governments aren't going away. I think the merging of the existing institutions with the benefits that blockchain can provide is kind of where I would like to see things. Governments using blockchain-based voting, banks using blockchain technology, anyone that has a need to have a shared, publicly verifiable set of data, I think should be looking at it. I don't see it as changing the world in a fundamental way. No one's going to buy a massive state and convert it into a libertarian utopia, or have a flotilla of boats in the Pacific operating some kind of fantasy land.
So now that we know a little bit about what blockchain is, what should budding cryptocurrency investors do if they want to get started?
Firstly, I would invest in educating yourself about what they are and how to do them. People have lost their coins because they forgot their password, and someone threw out their hard drive with like 10,000 Bitcoins in it. They didn't think it was going to be worth anything, and now they're digging through the landfill trying to find their hard drive. And so, that element of control and controlling your own financial business, I sense, needs to be done responsibly, or you can make mistakes. But I think it would be crazy for young people not to know a little bit about blockchain, and even to have a little bit of Bitcoin is kind of a cool little investment. And once you have some in your wallet and you kind of see how it works, it kind of flicks a switch and you're like, I get this. It's like, it's kind of cool. So try it out.
Make sure you stay tuned for part 2. Aaron Boyd will be joining me again to talk about another use for blockchain technology, NFTs or non-fungible tokens. Catch you then.